As we will see later on, reporting culture and just culture are two of the dimensions of the overall safety culture of an organization. However, considering the significance of just culture in relation to reporting, it is important to discuss about it at this point of the course. So let's first define it. What is just culture? Let's give it some context by defining what a just culture is not. Just culture is not a blame culture. In a blame culture, we are looking for someone to blame for anything that happens. The usual questions we ask in investigations is, who did it? We identify the person or persons, punish them, and we consider that the problem is solved, since we think that everyone else will avoid doing the same thing that led to the unwanted outcome. On the other side, just culture is not a no-blame culture. In a no-blame culture, no one is blamed for anything. In a no-blame culture, even behaviors such as negligence or recklessness go unpunished. Just culture is about fairness. It is about drawing the line between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. According to Professor James Reason, one of the prominent experts in the area of SMS and human factors, just culture is an atmosphere of trust in which people are encouraged, even rewarded, for providing essential safety-related information, but in which they are also clear about where the line must be drawn between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. So it is important that the organization draws this line and makes sure that everyone in the organization understands where the line is drawn. In practice, this line is drawn by defining the various types of behaviors and how the organization intends to react to these behaviors. Generally speaking, there are three main types of behaviors. The first one is human error, which by definition is unintentional. There can be many different reasons for human error, like fatigue, stress, poor lighting, distractions, miscommunication, and many others. There is a safety incident that requires an investigation. The investigators should try to identify the sources of human errors and apply corrective measures to prevent them reoccurring. It should be made clear to everyone that no disciplinary measures will be taken for human error. The second behavior is risky behavior. This is the case where people take shortcuts or cut corners. This is where people do not fully comply with procedures and regulations, usually due to time pressure. They want to get the job done and they bend the rules, increasing the level of the risk. In a just culture environment, they will not be blamed for this, but they will be coached to avoid risky behavior. The organization should also try to understand the operational constraints that may have led to this behavior. Were the resources adequate? Were the procedures workable? Was sufficient time available? These should be the main questions to be asked in order to take corrective and preventative measures to avoid such behaviors in the future. Occasionally, some people act in a reckless manner. Recklessness is where the risk is obvious and significant and where the organization has provided a clear and viable option for acting in a safe manner. In these situations, people may behave in such a manner because they are lazy or complacent, or simply because they don't care. In these circumstances, a just culture will apply discipline. Recklessness cannot be tolerated, or none of us can claim to be safe. According to the World Health Organization, a just culture recognizes the complexity of situations and events and acknowledges that whilst most patient safety failures are the result of weak systems, there is a minority of situations where an individual should be held to account, for example, where there has been reckless behavior or willful misconduct. An organization may demonstrate its commitment to just culture in its non-punitive reporting system policy, stating that no disciplinary action will be taken against any member of the staff who reports an incident or occurrence involving human error, and who openly participates in the investigation and subsequent development of error prevention strategies. This policy should be enacted and demonstrated by the way the organization performs its investigations. As suggested by ICAO, the primary objective of the safety investigation is to understand what happened and how to prevent similar situations from occurring in the future by eliminating or mitigating safety deficiencies. The safety investigation should focus on the identified hazards, the safety risks, and opportunities for improvement, not on blame or punishment. As mentioned earlier, just culture is one of the dimensions of the overall safety culture, which we will further examine in the following module.